Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Shubham Shukla, and we are here for the first game of the day for the Japan Cricket League T20. This is a Group B game between Alpha Quashers Yokohama and Sano Cricket Club, and I welcome everyone from different parts of the world to this to the Japan Cricket YouTube channel, joining in from different parts of the world, and as well as people joining in from the Indian subcontinent on the Fan Code app. Welcome to everyone. Um, so right now it's a Group B game in the JCL T20 tournament, and Alpha Kosh is still looking for their first victory, and they have won the toss and elected to bat first. Batsman taking guard. Seems to be quite a sunny weather with intermittent clouds today, and the summer years. The summers here are quite intense, so it would be a test of the skills as well as the stamina. Here's the first ball of the inning for the first game of the day for JCL T20, Zubair Khan to Rohit Kesri, and that's quite outside off. Driven denied the single there. I believe it was straight into the hands, not a single. Quite a comfortable single. So yeah, that Zubair Khan. He is a part of the national squad. It's always interesting to start your bowling with a left arm bowler. It always gives you an advantage against the right and batsman. And he swung it, and it's directly into the hands of the mid wicket fielder. And Sano has drew first blood. Uh, I believe it's Rohit Kesri will wait for the scorers to confirm that the batsman on strike, and Alpha Quashers have lost their very first wicket. He wanted to go above the mid-on player, a mid-on fielder there, and I believe it's the pace that got the best of him. He played the shot a tad bit too late, and he could not clear the infielder and was caught straight. That's a good ball. Like the first ball he was too wayward, and second ball he comes right on onto the batsman body, and it's first wicket. The new batsman on crease, it's Leo Joseph taking guard. That's another dot ball there. Sano starting strong. Another delivery. Well, that swung back in. That's the ball was a little down the leg, but I believe that's one of the toughest balls that a right-hander has to face coming in from a left-arm bowler. It's quite tough because you have to decide quite late whether you can flick it or you can drive it on the onside. It's quite tough. So had that ball been a bit towards the off stump, that would have been much more lethal. Let's see if he can correct that on the next ball. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. AQCC, after having lost their first wicket, would want to you know, would want to preserve their wickets while also making the utmost use of the power play. I believe Rohit Kesri was there on the mission of making most of the power play, but alas, AQCC have lost them. That's a drive, a fuller one. He drove that, single denied, and end of the first over. That's a really good first over, a maiden wicket. On the points table, Sano with one victory stands at number 3 in Group B. Alpha Quashers still looking for their first victory in the tournament. They've just played one match. They would want to even out, get into the competition again. However, it's still raw. The competition is still raw. Just one match. Most of the teams have played in Group B. The new bowler comes in. I believe that's Rio. Yeah, that's Rio Sakurano Thomas, another member of the national team, national squad, and it's a good delivery. Karthik Velingiri facing his first ball, he just tapped it. I think Rio is trying to push the square leg fielder out. Oh yes, that was his plan. He pushed the ball deeper into the crease. It was a fuller one, directed towards the middle and leg stump. He wanted Karthik to flick it or go across. Uh, it was a good bait, good bowling by Rio Sakurano Thomas there. This time a little short of good length. Karthik cuts it for a single towards third man. Oh, that seemed like it was going down the leg and got the edge of the bat and goes back to third man again for a single. I believe after you've lost your first wicket, that does impact the net run rate. Like after losing your first wicket in the first over, it becomes quite difficult to make the most of the power play. That's down the leg. Uh, it was sort of good length going down the leg. Karthik, possibly, yep, Karthik there trying to glance it between the wicketkeeper and the short fine leg. However, did not touch anything there, and that's a wide ball. That was a bit fuller. Is tried to go over the long off and he has given it straight into the hands of Zubair Khan, I believe that is. And Alpha Quashers have lost their second wicket. It was a fuller one. Yep, straight into the hands. That's a really good delivery, and I believe the choice of shot there was trying to get out of that shell where it's the second over and Alpha Quashers have just got 3 runs. Probably they wanted to just get up their net run rate a bit there, but that's how it does. I think there was a slight movement there, the ball moving slightly outwards, and hence the edge, not able to middle it, Karthik there. So Alpha Quashers, 3 runs, 2 wickets down. It's going to be a challenge from now on to build an inning for the Alpha Quashers. It's Prasad, the new batsman who has come in, taking guard. Oh, is that caught? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's another wicket for Rio Sakurano Thomas. That took the outside edge again. I believe that there was a bit of seam movement there. After the ball pitch, it moved a little bit towards outside. And yeah, Alpha Quashers have lost their third wicket. They are 3 down for 3. That's an interesting start for Sano and a really very one for Alpha Quashers. And Rio Sakurano Thomas is on hat-trick. Well, he'll continue his hat-trick chance in the next over that he comes to bowl. Meanwhile, it's the end of over, 2 overs, Alpha Quashers 3 for 3. Zubair comes back into the attack. That swung back in. I believe that's down the leg. An appeal from Zubair. Not really a lot of interest by the other teammates, but that was a good ball. It swung back in. Had that been a little bit towards or outside the offside, that would have been even more lethal. It's quite difficult. That line is quite difficult for the right-handers. Good ball. That's better. That's better. Good length, shot of good length. I believe the national team members have been practicing quite a lot in the summers. Past 2 weeks, they've been having their national camps, prepping really hard in the summers. It gets really hot here in Japan, especially because it's an island. Well, that's Fuller now, driven straight to covers. Another dot ball there for Zubair. Zubair hasn't conceded any runs yet. So he's bowled 9 balls and he's got a wicket. No runs conceded yet. That's great bowling. That's exceptional bowling when it comes to T20 cricket. Dot balls matter as much as wickets too. A little too much down the leg there. Zubair would want to correct that on the next ball. This was a better delivery. Leo Joseph trying to drive it, unable to. This is a good line for a left arm bowler, especially when it's coming from over the wicket. It's very difficult to play a left arm bowler when he's bowling towards your off stump line. If it swings back in, it's still quite close to your leg stump, so it's quite a lethal line. Another ball down the leg, wide signal by the umpire. That's a couple of wides in this over now. Those are the 2 runs that Zubair Khan has conceded. No runs from the bat here against Zubair. Would want to correct that line on this delivery. Well, that was fuller. I believe that was a full toss. Straight to covers, no run. Zubair on his run up for his final delivery of the over. Oh, tried to cut there. Was a close miss for the batsman as well as for the bowler. End of the over, Zubair Khan 2 for 1. End of and Alpha Quashers end of 3 overs, 5 for 3 round. It's a beautiful ground, SICJ, isn't it? Mountains at one end, river at the other. It's a great place to watch cricket on the weekends. Irrespective of whether you're playing or not, I would really want you guys to pay a visit. Watch the match from the tea room. It's always interesting to watch live as much as it is while you're watching it live for those joining in on the YouTube channel as well as fan code. That's down the leg. I believe that's a leg by. Yep. So Rio comes back into the attack. First ball, trying to go fuller down the leg, and let's hit the pads. 1 run. Leo Joseph there. He's played 11 balls. I believe he's trying to build the innings there, but that would also take a lot of pressure on him. Another delivery there. That's just tapped in. Because as a batsman, when you're playing a lot of dot balls, that also gets into your head that you haven't been getting runs. No matter the situation, it's always good to, keep the singles going. That's an appeal and given. That's gone. Leo Joseph has gone, and Rio gets his 3rd wicket, albeit could not get the first hat-trick of the season, I believe. But yeah, he's got his 3rd wicket nevertheless. That's 6 for 4 now for Alpha Quashers. That's a great start. It's a great start for the Sano Cricket Club. For all the viewers there, it would be great if you could also follow Japan Cricket on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We have a lot going on all our social media handles as well. So the family here could extend to other social media channels as well. Milind Dungre, the new batsman here, taking guard. It was a good delivery. Moving in a bit. Good length. Alpha Quashers really need to build an inning from here on. With 4 wickets down, it's now more about playing the balls. Well, that moved away with the seam. So what Rio is doing is quite interesting. One ball moves in, one ball moves out, and it's quite deceptive for the batsman. And it's not quite visible in his action which way he's going, but that makes it even more difficult. So yeah, that's great bowling by Rio Sakrano Thomas there. There was Fuller. This one moved in. I believe that's an edge. And 4 runs. Oh, or is he bowled? Oh, he's bowled him. I'm so sorry. He's bowled him. There was not a lot of celebration there, probably because they've already got 4 wickets, and this was the fifth one. And he's bowled the another batsman. So, yeah, Rio gets his fourth wicket. End of 2 overs, he's got 4 for 3, and Alpha Kosh is reeling at 7 runs for 5 wickets at the end of 4 overs. So Sano halfway down against the Alpha Koshers. They've got 5 wickets and just 7 runs. Oh my god. Rio Sakurano Thomas has just been unplayable today, and so has been Zubair. Sano really looking to finish the game early, it seems. That's a great start. Great start for Sano. Zubair would want to follow suit, get a wicket or two in this over. While Alpha Cautious really need to build their innings from here on. It's never too late. That's Fuller, edged it, and a single after long. So Yuman was the new batsman, is the new batsman. That's full. Untapped. Dot ball. That's a good line by Zubair. The previous one was two. Uh, he had pretty much got the edge of Milind Dongri there. But safe. Full one again. Defended for another dot ball. Another dot ball there for Zubair. The batsman just left it alone. Would not want to risk another wicket here with 5 wickets down for Alpha Quashers. Oops. That goes down the leg. Goes past the keeper. Couple of byes, I believe. Yep, signal wide by the umpire. And a couple of byes. That would be a tad bit of respite for the Alpha Quasher batsman. Of course, that did not come off the bat, but runs are runs. That was the last delivery of the over. One more to go, I believe. Yep, one more to go. The umpire is checking that. They're running into his last ball. I think there was a flick of the wrist from Zubair using his wrist at the last moment, and that did just uh, end up giving that extra swing to the ball towards down the leg. When wrist, sure, does help you with the pace when you end it with your wrist, but if not practiced enough, that could hurt your line to some extent. If you see, that was the last ball of the over that was bowled really well. If you see, Zubair does use his wrist right before his release, which means he does get a little bit of extra pace with that wrist movement as well. So, end of 5 overs, Alpha Quashers 12 for 5. Would want to really build an inning from here. The first target should be playing 20 overs, I believe. Going forward, they've got 15 overs left, 5 batsmen to come. Zubair has bowled his 3 overs now, 7 for 1. Rio comes back into the attack. He's got 4 for 3, running into his first delivery of his third over of the spell. And that's 2 full down the leg, would be called a wide by the umpires. That's one back end. tapped it. Dot ball. Two full, two wide again, down the leg. I believe two byes as well. Well, that's 3 runs for the Alpha Quashers. The reward for standing in there. Just standing in there. Touch down to square leg. Square leg picks it up. Dot ball. That's another dot ball there. Swung back in. Trying to create room. Goes for a lofted one. Straight above the bowler. A couple of runs there. That was a risky shot. But yeah, they do get a couple of runs there. Dongri just tried to create some room there. He moved away. Last ball of the over. He tries to repeat that and given. The batsman seems not happy, but he's given. I believe he's necked it while going down the track. An under edge, maybe an outside edge. That's taken quite comfortably. And just when it felt that Alpha Quashers were slowly getting back on track, they've lost another one in the form of Milind Dongre. Milind Dongre departs at 4 of 9. And Alpha Quashers are 17 for 6 at the end of 6 overs. Rio gets his 5. That's great bowling. 3 overs. 6 for 5. So he's still got 1 over to go. It would be interesting to see if Sakurano completes his spell of 4 overs. Or would it be someone else coming in from his end? Meanwhile, from the mountain end, we have, I believe it's Makoto Taniyama coming in, the leg spinner, who's also another member of the national squad. So Sano studded with a lot of members from the national squad, and one of the reasons why they are one of the strongest teams of the tournament. Yash Wagh, the new batsman. Yomal, I believe, is the batsman on strike after that wicket on the last ball. Tani runs into his first delivery. Nice flight, nice line for a leg spinner. And that's a good start for Tani. There was a slight bit of turn there. Not much, but a little bit. With Alpha Quashers would wanting to get a little bit too defensive here, Tani would want to fish them in into going for big shots. Well, that was a quick one, I believe, and he hit that towards the long one for a single. That brings the new batsman Yashwag on strike. Up towards the mid-wicket square leg. Hard ball. That's fuller. That's full toss. Tap towards mid-on for a single. End of the over for Thani. And Alpha Quashers 19 for 6 at the end of 7 overs. So we have a new bowler coming from the school end. I believe that's Kazumasa. I'll wait for the scorers to confirm that. Oh, that's too wide. And goes down to the boundary for 4 runs. So it's 5 in all for Alpha Quashers. Yep, that's Kazumasa Hiratsuka. We want to get back online, and yeah, that's a good ball. I believe the impact was outside leg there, and comfortably takes a single off leg byes. Kazumasa Hiratsuka has been one of the players who started playing cricket really early and has made an impact on the game. I've seen him play when he was 15 playing for Max Cricket Club, and since then he has grown leaps and bounds and he has turned into a great all-rounder. So he's been back to Sano, his home team, since the past few years, and has been representing the first 11 and has been making an impact on the game for long now. Well, that swung back in. It was full, swung back in. Good ball. Yomal there, doing good to, keep safe his side of the wicket. They've still got 80 odd deliveries to face, so yeah. That's full again. Flipped. A dot ball. Another dot ball there. The fielder seemed interested for a while, trying to throw the ball at the non-striker's end. Not sure, but it seemed like Dino. That's a great delivery. Good length. Towards the off stump. That's the end of the over, is it? Yeah. End of the over for Kazumasa Hiratsuka. 5 runs of that over. Alpha Quashers at 25 for 6. End of 8 overs. This one was a bit fuller. And a dot ball for Tani. That's fuller again. Well fielded there at mid wicket. Leading edge. Another dot ball for Tani there. Tani, I believe, is trying to fish the batsman into going for a lofted shot. Yes, drives that for another dot ball towards covers. That's well defended. End of the over for Tani. And Alpha Quashers are 25 for 6 at the end of 9 overs. I believe a good 80 runs would keep the game alive as a contest, because when you look at the Sano lineup, they appear to be quite strong with the bat as well. Kazumasa Hiratsuka continuing from the school end. First ball, it's a Yorker. Tapped for dot ball. Yomal at the very least doing well with preserving his wicket. He knows that that's what's required right now with 6 wickets down. It was a good delivery, slightly moving down the leg. Well, this one was a great delivery. I think it's gone off the pads. Yep, off the pads. 4 runs. Ball for Quashers. That's lucky. And 4 runs. It was a good delivery. Just swung away from the batsman a little bit. Flicked for a single there towards square leg. Kazumasa Hiratsuka running into the final delivery of his over. A fuller one, tapped, dot ball. So, end of 10 overs. I believe the umpire has called for drinks. Alpha Quashers Yokohama are at 31 for 6 at the end of 10. That has been an exceptional start for Sano Cricket Club with 6 wickets down, a fifer there for Rio Sakurano Thomas, and another one for 1 wicket for Zubair Khan. So that's 6 wickets down for Alpha Cautious. They've got 10 overs remaining. They would want to, of course, get to a total of 90, 100 to keep this game alive as a contest. They know that Sano is a really good batting side as well. It gets quite sunny in here. Trust me, it's really hot. Tani continuing from the mountain end. And driven for a single. Yomal on strike. He's played 19 balls, just got 2 runs. But yeah, that's understandable given the situation that Alpha Cautious are 6 down. That's Fuller. And that's given. The umpire took his time and is given. It's 7 down now for Alpha Cautious. Tani gets his first wicket. It was a rather quick one than the one that Tani usually bowls. Alpha Quashers 7 down now. The afternoon game that we have today is Tokyo Wombats versus the Tokyo Falcons. This is a Group A game. Wombats still searching their first win, while Falcons, I think they are at number 2 in the table. So that is going to be another interesting game. Meanwhile, back to this game, Alpha Quashers reeling at 32 for 7. Gilman had played a good 20 deliveries. Alpha Quashers would certainly have wanted him to play longer. First ball, Perumal Sami playing the first ball, and yeah, he's gone for it, and he's got a single there. I think they know that they've just got those 3 wickets, and they want to make the most of it. But at the same time, playing 20 overs is going to be a Herculean task for them from now onwards with just 3 wickets in hand. Tani, that's a great delivery by Tani. Use of feet there by Yashwak, trying to get closer to the ball and then drive it for a single. Venkat back on strike after going for that lofted one on his very first delivery. He's made his intentions quite clear that he's going to go for it no matter the wickets. Last ball for Tanya in this over, and he's got him. He's got him. Venkat Perimal trying to go airways again. This time Tani gets the best of him and he's bowled him. Was that again on the JCL replay, and that was a great delivery. You can't do that without any feet movement to uh, a leg spinner, to that delivery especially. You gotta get closer to the ball. Tani gets 2. End of 3 overs for Tani. 5 runs, 2 wickets. That's interesting bowling by Tani there. Alpha Cautious Yokohama, meanwhile, are 34 for 8. End of 11 overs. They've just got the 2 wickets. Well, Venkat there tried to up the ante, gather some runs before he goes off, but unable to. Just plays a couple of deliveries there, gets a single. Well, in these situations, it's always a fight or flight, and Venkat Perimalsamy, I think, chose flight mode. Naveen, the new batsman there, I believe that's change of bowler. That's Kohei Wakita into the attack. Full toss of the first ball, driven for a couple of runs. Well, it did not come off the middle. That's a bit of goof up between the fiddles, but yeah, that's just a double. Kohei Wakita is a handy all-rounder for the Sano Cricket Club. runs into his second delivery. Defended well there by Wag. That's Fuller. That's taken, is it? That is an appeal, I believe. The umpires having a quick chat and they declare it not out. I believe there was a bounce right when it came off the bat. So, good call by the umpires. Nevertheless, well fielded by Ryo Sakurano Thomas, I believe it was there. He's one of the quickest fielders in Japan. Fuller outside off, driven for a single. Good work there by the fielder. Just a single. Three runs off the overs so far. It's Fuller again. And that's dot ball. So that's the end of over for Wakita. And Alpha Quashers Yokohama 37 for 8, end of 12 overs. There are a lot of other matches happening today. Of course, it's quite hot, so some of the matches being reduced in overs. One of the interesting competitions. Coming up at Sano International Cricket Ground 2, the adjacent one to the one we are watching. And it's going to be between Tigers' first 11 and Chiba Sharks' first 11. So that's a Division 1 match. It has been reduced to 35 overs due to the extreme hot weather. Meanwhile, on the live feed, we have Alpha Quashers Yokohama at 37 for 8. And that's driven for a single. That's new bowler. I would wait for the umpires to, the scorers to confirm, and that's Lee, Rock Lee. Left arm orthodox. That's full toss, outside off, and couple of runs there. Alpha Quashers. Another full toss, and that would be driven for 1 run. comfortably a single there for Yashwag. It was a fuller one again. I think that wasn't a full toss, but still a fuller one. Lee would want to get the ball right where he wants to. That shorter is bounced quite early. It's been pulled for a single again. So runs flowing for Alpha Quashers Yokohama. Never too late. That's 5 runs off the over so far. 6 runs off the over so far. And the last ball of the over for Lee, and just lofted it over the long on region for a single. So that's end of the over. 7 runs off the over for Alpha Cautious Yokohama. They would be happy, to say the least. When Yash has played 20 balls, he started quite slow and is slowly building up the inning. He knows that the best that they can do is play out the 20 overs. They've still got 7 remaining 40 odd balls. Just a couple of wickets there. So, yeah, getting some runs would always be good, but reserving the wickets should be the prime right now. That's full toss again, and goes towards the third man region. A little bit of misfield there, picked up again by the support fielder, and that's a couple of runs for Yashwag and Alpha Cautious Yokohama. Use of feed there by Yashwag. That's down the leg, comfortably called a wide by the umpire. That's Fuller, and a dot ball again. Full toss, swept towards the fine leg, and that's a single. Well, there have been quite a lot of full tosses in this um, bowling inning by Sano. But of course, Alpha Cautious not being able to capitalize on that, especially because they were on the back foot, having lost a lot of wickets early in the inning. And that's bowled. Wakita gets his first wicket, is uprooted the off stump of Naveen. It was a fuller one. Naveen trying to go for some straight drive, I believe. Well, he got into an awkward position to some extent, and Wakita getting his off stump. So Alpha Cautious Yokohama are now at 48 for 9. And that's just one wicket that they've got. Yashwag playing a sensible inning there. So if you look at the scorecard, Alpha Quashers Yokohama have got 4 people on ducks. So that too in the top order. That's something that they would want to correct going forward in the tournament. Yashwag, the top scorer so far, with 13 runs off 25 balls. The only batsman who's got into 2 digits. That's well played by Maria Selvan Joseph there. What approach to the Alpha Quashers take? I believe they would still want to play the 20 overs rather than go and attack with just that last wicket remaining. Wag would have to show some trust in Joseph and would want to play the 20 overs out. Has been a great display of bowling there by Sano, especially with Rio getting 3 overs, 6 for 5 wickets, and Zubair with 3 overs, 1 maiden, 7 runs, and 1 wicket. Tani getting a couple of wickets there in his 3 overs with 1 maiden, and then 1 for Kohei Wakita that we saw in the last over. I believe that's Elena. She's also a member of the Japan national women's team and is a great bowler when it comes to the new ball. And here she's been tasked with an older one. That was a good start, right on point. That's a good line by Elena. Just bowling it at good length, not giving a lot of room to Yashwag. Good ball again, driven. Well fielded there by Rio. That's 3 dot balls in a row. Good start for Elena Kusudanayan. That's driven on the onside. We'll get a single there. That's Fuller. Driven towards the long off region for a single. And that would be 50 for Alpha Cautious Yokohama. A hard fought 50. Um, at one stage, there were 7 runs for 5 wickets. And they are at 50. That's a little victory in there for Alpha Cautious. And that's a white ball by Elena. Started off well with 3 dots. Good balls outside off at good lengths. And then a couple of fuller ones. One going down the leg, the previous one called wide. Running into her last delivery. That's swept. I think sent back. Yeah, sent back. And that's a dot ball again. So Alpha Cautious 51 for 9, end of 15 overs. They've got 5 overs to go with just 1 wicket remaining. three runs of the last over. Yashwag has really played a sensible inning given that there were wickets falling out at the other end. He stayed there. He scored 14 of 30 balls. I believe that Zubair back into the attack from the school end. Alpha Quashers with the last wicket. Zubair coming back into the attack, bowling his first delivery. That's fuller. That's driven straight. I believe that came right off the middle of the bat. Traveled quite quick. That's a single for Maria Selvin Joseph. So it's two left-handed batsmen against a left-handed bowler. A rare sight. That's cut away for a single. Zubair would want to finish things off. It's gone fuller again. Driven for a comfortable single. Driven straight. So yeah, these two batsmen are looking quite confident. They're pulling in the singles here and there. I think he just rolled his fingers over the ball there. Another single. It was a slow one. Trying to trick the batsman there. Good change of pace, but I believe the batsman did not want to go after him. He just touched it towards the cover region for a comfortable single. So it's four singles of the last four balls. That's great considering the 10th wicket partnership. Runs flowing for Alpha Cautious Yokohama there. That's fuller and that's given. So that's the end for Alpha Cautious Yokohama at 55. So Sano have to get just 56 runs off the allotted 20 overs. It was full, so Zubair gets his 2 wickets. Exceptional bowling performance there by Sano, with Zubair getting a couple of wickets in his 3.5 overs and a maiden over. Leo getting a fifer in his quota of 3 overs, just 3 overs, 6 runs. Tani getting a couple of wickets and Wakita getting 1 wicket. So that was an exceptional bowling performance by the Sano unit there. And Alpha Cautious Yokohama had a bad start with a lot of their players in the top order not able to perform as much as they would have liked to. But it was Yashwag getting 16 runs, not out throughout the innings of 32 balls. He's played a really sensible inning. So Alpha Cautious at 55, all out. We'll be back in a few minutes for the second innings. I think that would be a break of 5 minutes. Zubair Khan exceptional there. Zubair Khan and Rio Sakurana's almost started off really well. I believe I'm not sure, but that seems to be the first fifer for the Japan Cricket League T20 2024. Great display of bowling there by Sano. Pick of the batsman, Yashwak, 16 runs off 32 balls, not out. This was Shubham Shukla. Signing off from the first inning. We'll be back shortly when the Sano batsmen take guard. Thank you, and I'll see you there. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Japan Cricket League T20 game of Group B between Sano and Alpha Quashers. Sano scored Alpha Quashers scored 55 runs in their first inning, 55 all out. Great display of bowling there by Sano. Sano would want to chase that as quick as possible for a couple of reasons. One, to get that net run rate much better, and number two, the heat. So it's quite hot in here at Sano, and Alpha Quashers would want to get as close, bring the game as close as possible. Maria Selvin Joseph with ball in hand, and I believe the batsman for Sano, I'm not sure, we'll wait for the scorers to confirm that. So Maria Selvin bowling the first ball of the inning for Alpha Cautious, Yokohama. That's a good ball. Swung back in a little bit. Dot ball for Alpha Cautious and Maria. I believe the batsman on strike is Makoto Taniyama. And we have Amir Hamza on the non-strikers end. That was wide outside off. Tane looking to cut that one. Gets an under edge. Good start there for Maria. First two balls. The second one was a bit too wide, but yeah, was safe. That's again an inside edge. I think Maria is quite deceptive with his pace. I believe that's what's playing right there. Tanya is going a little bit too early um, against Maria's ball. So I think Maria would want to continue playing to his pace skills, and that's driven hard towards the cover region, and that should be a comfortable double. Yes, it is. It was too full this time by Maria. That's fuller, straighter, driven well for 4 runs. Well, with such a small target, I believe that's not something you would want to do, like giving those freebies, full toss ball, especially when the ball is new. You would want to create as much trouble as possible for the batsman, and giving a full toss, I think that's just taking all the pressure off the batsman. Low scoring games are still some pressure for the batsman if you get some early wickets, start troubling the batsman with the new ball swing. That could turn to your advantage. That was a better delivery by Maria. I believe that's the end of the over. And Sano are 6 runs of the first over. I think that's Milind Dongre coming from the school end. It's got the fine leg in. It's a good ball to start with. That's a good ball. Cut length, a little bit outside off, inviting a drive. That's a good ball to start with for Milind Dongre. That's shorter, played well, and they'll travel for a boundary 4. Good shot there by Hamza. Came closer to the ball with his trigger. Was in good control of the shot there. Good shot there by Hamza. So Sano, 10 runs already. Alpha Quashers would not want to give those boundaries. It's just getting Sano so quick to the game. That's a better delivery, but pull towards the onside for a single. Well fielded there. This was a better delivery. Tani looking in a hurry there. He wants to finish things off really quick. Has driven for a single, quick single. That's good running between the wickets. Last ball of the over for Milind Dongre, and his ball at a little bit short, and he's been pulled for a boundary 4. That's good batting by Hamza. He's been in control of his shots, in good control of his shots. Gets closer to the ball and then pulls it towards the mid-wicket corner region for a 4. So Sano was 16 for no loss at the end of 2 overs, cruising towards victory unless Alpha Quashers could get some quick wickets. They've lost the advantage of striking first in the second innings, and it's an uphill task from now on for the Alpha Quashers. New bowler coming into the attack from the mountain end. Umpire instructing the batsman to wear a helmet, which is a rule by the JCL this year that if the if the umpire deems the bowler to be above 100 kilometers per hour, you ought to wear a helmet. That's a great rule, I believe. Safety comes before everything else, and I understand it's quite hot there. It gets quite difficult to bat inside a helmet when you're playing for a long time, but nevertheless, safety is of utmost importance. Good start there by Naveen. His first delivery, invited Taniyama for a cut, for a drive, and missed it. Good ball. That's a shorter one. Pulled, and pulled well enough. That's gone for 4 runs. That's good batting by Makoto Taniyama. Got into the position quite quick. I bet. Oh yes, he did move a little bit across Taniyama. I believe that was his trigger moment. Maybe he got into the position real quick and pulled the ball really well towards the mid-wicket region for a boundary. That's good batting by Sano. They're not allowing a lot of dot balls. They're taking singles here and there where possible and hitting boundaries to the bad balls. That's really sensible batting. Fuller one and taken. Well, I believe Tani got into double mine there, and Naveen gets his first wicket, and so does Alpha Quashers. Tani going cross for that ball. The ball did not move, and maybe Tani was expecting some bit of movement towards him. Leading edge and caught. So Sano at 20 for 1, and cricket is an interesting game. So Alpha Quashers would still want to get back into the game. They still have 36 runs. Quite a challenging task, but they would at least want to make the game interesting. With Tani gone, new batsman coming in. So it's Rio coming into the batting attack now. So after a fifer, Rio ready to deliver with the bat as well. Let's see what he can do. That shot outside off, cut well by Rio, and a comfortable single. Rio gets off the mark with that single. That's too wide, called by the umpire. That's the first extra run by Alpha Quashers, first wide by the Alpha Quashers. Well, Hamza is going after every ball that's out of the line or being bowled short or too full. So he's going to punish any of those balls. He went for the last one too. It was too down the leg, and he went for a flick shot there. Missed it. But yeah, he's made his intentions clear. He's going to go for the bad ones. That's a good ball by Naveen. That swung a little bit in the air there. End of the over. It's 3 overs, 23 for 1. So Sano needing another 33 runs. Ball's not a problem for them. New bowler coming in from the school end. I believe that's Yashwag, the left arm orthodox for the Alpha Quashers. Also the top run scorer for the Alpha Quashers in this game today. Oh, sorry. Eh. So the new bowler is not Yashwag, it's Yomal. That's full and is lofted at above the long on region for boundary 4. It's a good shot. He got into the position quite early. Stable head position for Hamza. Good balance after the shot, so he held his pose. That's a good shot. Good shot by Hamza. He's taken over anything that's been bowled full, and that's one of those shots. So Hamza, 13 of 6 balls already. Yomal comes round the wicket, bowls fuller again, and Hamza goes for another one towards the mid-wicket region, and that's 4 runs. So Hamza is looking to finish the game quickly. I believe that was not the direction where Hamza wanted to hit that ball, but he hit it quite well. So that's 2 fours of the first 2 balls of Yomal. Another 25 runs required. Yomal comes into his Third delivery, Hamza goes again, this time above covers. He hasn't hit that so well. And they'll get a comfortable double there. This time Hamza was a little too far from the ball, I believe. Didn't quite get close. But he knows where the fielders are and he's targeting the regions where there's no protection in the deep. That's Fuller again, and this seems to have crossed the boundary ropes quite comfortably for 6 runs. Hamza looks to be in real hurry now. He's had a couple of boundary fours, a double followed by a 6. That's such great head position. He's so stable while hitting those shots. He's a tall guy, Hamza. That gives him that extra advantage of getting close to the ball, using his feet, gets into that position really early. And this time he uses his feet again, edges it towards third man for a single. Sano already at 40. So it seems Amir Hamza has been retired. And there's a new batsman coming in to replace Amir Hamza, who has retired. So Sotawada, another member of the national squad, comes in. And driven well by Rio Sakurano Thomas. Gets a comfortable single, end of the over. So Sano 41 for 1, end of 4 overs. They've just got 15 more runs to mark their victory and possibly get on top of the table in Group B. Yes, with a win, they get on top of the table. They've got a healthy run rate already of 4.34, and winning this match comfortably would get them an even better net run rate, and they would be on the top with 8 points, followed by Vivans with 8 points again. So Vivan has 2 victories of 2 matches. Sano would follow suit and get 2 victories of 2 matches if they get to a victory, which is quite evident as of now that they are going to get it. Just 15 runs required. Naveen comes back into the attack. He's bowled it short, punched it well, Rio, and gets a couple of runs. That's Fuller after the short ball. and it's been driven for 4 runs by Rio Sakurano Thomas. He's done great with the ball and he's doing great with the bat as of now. So yeah, that's poor bowling, I would say. I mean, he started off with a short ball and too short, followed by two full. Uh, there's no protection in the long off cover region. So bowling a full ball to Rio was not a wise option. Nevertheless, great shot there by Rio Sakurano Thomas. 9 more required. Navin coming in. A good line delivery, moving down the leg. Taps it for a single, Rio. Edge and drop. Chance for Navin board. Believe is safely in there. Um, well, that was a chance. The slips. Ball did move in the air. Just 8 more required for Sano. That moved again towards the batsman a little bit. He's corrected that well as Naveen. Uh, Too late, but yeah, they've tapped it. A quick single there. End of 5 overs. Sano 49 for 1, and just 7 runs required for Sano now. Sano have really been on top of their game, whether it's their bowling, their fielding, or their batting. They've done really well today. So yeah, Yashwa comes into the attack with just 7 runs required. That's driven for 4 runs. So just 3 more runs required now. Yashwag moved his first delivery. It was too full. And it played it well, cut it well for 4 runs there. I believe that's not hit him anywhere and gone straight. Umpire signals it. by, and that would give them a couple more runs. So they are just one run away from their victory. Wada gets cheeky there. Reverse swept it towards the third man region for 4 runs. And that's the victory for Sano. They win comfortably by 9 wickets. It has been a short game, and Sano win it comfortably. That places them on the top of the table in Group B. We'll soon be catching live stream of another game from the Group A. Meanwhile, this has been the scorecard. Tani getting 11 of 11. Amir Hamza playing there a real quick inning of 26 off turn before being retired. Followed by Rio Sakurano Thomas and Sota Wada, who finished the game. So it has been a comfortable victory for Sano. For Alpha Quashers, Maria getting 6 runs of his 1 over. Navin getting 1 wicket of his 2 overs for 14. Well, that's the game. Sano performing really well with bat and bowl to start with. Interesting bowling. Rio Sakurano Thomas getting his 5-er, giving away just 6 runs off his 3 overs. Zubair giving good support with Tani and Kohei Wakita. Great game of cricket there by Sano. Places them comfortably on top of the table in Group B. And let's wait for another match. We'll be back in action. Another match from Group A. Tokyo Falcons versus Tokyo Wombats. Wombats still searching for their first victory in the tournament, while Falcons have won their first match and they'll be looking to secure their second victory. Signing off, Shubham Shukla, and see you again in the second live stream of the day for the Group A game. Thank you very much.